RTX is here, bringing real-time ray tracing, deep learning artificial intelligence, and of course, ever-increasing frame rates for superbly slick gameplay. We've already seen what the RTX 2080 Ti can do, but what about this? Is that dramatic enough? What about this? The RTX 2070. Now the concept is very exciting and extremely enticing. All of the bells and whistles of the larger cards, but without that mouth-watering cost. The thing is though, this cheaper card will still set you back over £600, so a bargain it's clearly not. Design-wise, it is classic ROG, with that jet black style that's almost identical to what we saw last generation. The beefy cooler will take up 2.5 slots, and it uses 3 fans that can automatically shut off whenever the card is under 55 degrees. I have to say that I've always quite liked the Strix cards, as they fit into almost any theme without clashing, and you can of course alter that RGB to properly match your colour palette. It is a very long card though, so if you are in the market for more of a mini PC, even micro ATX, you'll definitely want to check the specifications to make sure that this will fit in your case, because it's happened to me before and I will tell you now, if your graphics card doesn't fit, it is a right pain in the bum. Other changes to be aware of are with the I/O and port selection, as the 2070 drops all support for that multi-GPU NVLink, and the Strix card swaps the display port for a second HDMI. This brings our total to 2 display ports, 2 HDMI 2.0, and then a single USB Type-C. Not an issue for me and my individual use case, but if you're a triple G-Sync user, you're going to need to find something else. On the bright side, and you just wait, this is a great joke incoming for you now, ROG have decided to keep the extra connectors on the right hand side of the card, which allows for 2 fans to be connected and then controlled via the GPU, as well as an RGB strip that is going to be used for case lighting. What did I say? Very, very clever. Lighting, bright side. Anyway, let's just get on with it and talk about the performance, which, for the most part, is excellent. The 2070 Strix was pretty much silent across the board, and the in-game frame rate was better than the highly overclocked 1080 Strix by some margin. There's not really a resolution that the 2070 can't be used for, as even at ultra settings 4K, it's playable, with most games offering well above 40 frames per second. Obviously this isn't what most of us would choose, and it's not very PC master race, so you can turn a few settings down to high, lower the screen scale nearer 90%, and this will likely give you a perfect 60 FPS in most titles. At lower resolutions, this change will of course be entirely unnecessary, as you'll be saturating 60Hz monitors with ease, and it will allow you to upgrade to a higher refresh rate panel, or look at turning some of these fancy RTX effects on. But this is where things get slightly tricky, as the whole point of these RTX cards is to bring new gaming experiences. But the 2070 isn't really a shining example of this tech. The marketing spiel will tell you that this card has roughly 6 GB arrays and about 45 RTX ops, but even months after release, there's very limited material to actually test this with, and the Battlefield 5 numbers are frankly disappointing, as yes, it's still an experimental feature and a very demanding game, but where is the FPS gone? I thought the point of the RTX cards was to have subsections on the GPU die, which will handle the tasks in parallel, without really affecting the rasterization process and without really affecting FPS. But clearly it does, with a gigantic hit even at the lowest setting. It doesn't matter how good it looks, if you're losing this much performance, it's just too big a compromise in its current state. You can of course bet your cotton socks that we will be testing this as the months go on, when more games come out and things get more optimized, as I'd wager that performance will improve. I don't think it's as optimized right now as it could be, but the fact remains that if you buy it right now expecting all of this great stuff, ultimately I don't really think it's there yet. I'd be lying though if I said that this didn't all leave a bad taste in the mouth, because the 2070 is actually a very good card. It's a big step up versus the 1070, and it really does run quiet in operation. It's just such a shame that the price is also ramping up, as it's essentially 1080 money for slightly better than 1080 performance. And this just isn't all that exciting when the RTX stuff that we are all meant to get excited for is unlikely to really offer that much of a positive game-changing experience in its current state. But if you do want to check out current pricing and start planning your future upgrades, I will leave my Amazon affiliate links to this product down in the description below. But this is the big one, and I want to know your thoughts on this. Is RTX the future, or has it just been a big disappointment? Really interested to hear your thoughts on this one. I know I seem to say that in every video, but I really mean it. But yes, like this video if you've enjoyed it, and as always, a massive thank you to Asus ROG for loaning out this review sample and sponsoring the channel as always. But as always, this video was my own. Hit the subscribe button for more reviews just like this. We've got somewhere in this absolute mess. There it is. Here it is. Oh, we got out of the seat. We don't do that. The Zotac 2080 Ti to test next, because loads of cards. This is a workplace. There's work to be done. But yes, we're getting too excited now. It's because it's lunchtime. What have I got today? I think it's just a pizza. It's boring today. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please hit that like button. It helps. I promise. I will see you in the next one.